Liam, it's easy to say a disappointing night, which it was. You wanted a reaction from Saturday. I don't think you really got that tonight.
You know what? I did first half. We were in a bad place. I said it on Saturday. I said it to him on Saturday. We are in a tough place right now. I've gone in there and the heads are down and they're low on confidence. They have been all season, and it is difficult for them. And I know, but it's easy to point fingers. It's easy to do that, and I've been in 3.5 weeks, and it's easy for me to point fingers. We have got in the building what we've got in the building. We'll try and behind the scenes, the chairman and Fab are trying their best to move a few out so we can get some in, and that's what we're doing. I spoke to the fans there, and they've travelled and they've been brilliant, by the way. It's not as easy as just getting rid of people and not playing people. We haven't got much of a squad. We've got a lot of lone players in, and we're just going to have to ride this storm at this moment in time. And I know it's so frustrating. It's frustrating to me, and I've been honest in there, and I said I'm standing on the touchline and I'm looking at this team, and it does not resemble it doesn't resemble a Kettering Town football team, and that's not. I'm not like disrespecting, I'm not. It's more so, again, probably for about 20 minutes of the second half, it's men against boys again, but we have boys, so there's no point in dressing it up. We do. So look, we had enough chances first half to come in, comfortably winning. Instead, we come in and we miss all those chances, and the confidence just drains out of them. And they're in a difficult place. Every little mistake they make just ends up in the back of our net. Look, the handball, it's a handball. I could see it from there. As soon as the ref blew his whistle, it was like 100%. So, but yeah, we're in a difficult moment, and we just need to dust ourselves down. And I said to the boys, I've managed for 14 years. I've been in these situations with my own teams that I've built. You just have to dust yourselves down and keep going. And all it takes is one win, and you see something completely different with the same group of players. It's incredible. But at this moment in time, everything is going against us, and we need to just, again, I use that word, just stick together, and these boys need massive support on Saturday, because I think, the fans will be crucial in us getting a positive result.
I think at 1-1 it was a good goal from Kai Williams to get us back. I bet you thought then the tides turned, because you said on Saturday that all goals against us were really have been individual mistakes, and again they were. The first goal, he ran through like a knife through butter. Surely a challenge or something to bring him down, if nothing else, would have been the right result. And then a penalty in the 90th minute, is game management, isn't it?
It is, and look, it's game management. We've got a young group, and at this moment in time, they don't know how to game management. We're making mistakes that are costing us. And like I say, it's we're in this mess, as a football club. Not just in the dressing room, just off the field. Everyone that comes to watch. We've got to try and get ourselves out of this little sticky patch that we're in. My only thing that I can, look, there was positives today, because Saturday there was none, in my opinion. There was some positives. There was better individual performances, but still nowhere where we want them to be. We created a lot of chances, but again, didn't put. Kai's goal was probably harder than probably 2 or 3 we had first half, but we're at this moment in time, and I'm always trying to be as honest as I can with on doing this. And I just said it, in the dressing room right now, it's probably the most unusual dressing room I've probably managed in, and that's not because the players aren't nice lads and stuff like that. It's just different, and that's something that I, over time, want to try and change. If they're on this journey with us, those, some that will be there will be on this journey, and some won't. But yeah, it is difficult, and I'm not going to dress it up. Everyone can see it. I've spoke to the fans after the game, and and you know they were like, you know, this player or that player, and I just said, look, they're our players though, and as much as it's hurting right now, because we've been, you know, spoilt as Kettering fans over the years as well with some good teams. This one's going to be for me a complete rebuild, and I knew it when I was coming in, but I didn't know how much. Maybe a bit of naivety from me, possibly. But I've said to them, you know, I've done the same as what they've done. Managed Kettering, fantastic fan base, massive club. What could go wrong? And those boys have got contracts in there, you know, given to them. And it's causing us a problem. You know, it's causing us a problem, and I'll say that to them. I've said that to them. It is causing us a problem, because if we're not performing or we're not deserving of it, then it's, you know, it stops many things from happening. And like I said, I'm trying to be as honest as I can, but you do have to come on Saturday and support us and get behind us and try and get us to get over the line and get that victory.
Thanks, Liam. I know it hurts. It always hurts when we lose. Big game of setting against your former club. I bet you can't wait for that one.
You know what? Look, I just think we need to get in on Thursday. We need to give the lads the confidence. I need, you know, the ground rocking on Saturday, and I know it's difficult for them as well, the supporters, because they're not having, you know, value for money. They're not having a chance to cheer. But if they can, for the players, and I know they will, and look, there's a massive majority that do. You know, we need to stick with them. There's no point in complaining right now. We just need to sort of huddle together, and there'll be brighter sort of times ahead. But right now it's difficult, and you know, how many times have we looked at other clubs going through bad moments, and you know, sometimes you don't think it's ever going to happen to your football club, but it is at this moment in time. But it's not for the want of trying. You know, behind the scenes we've got so much sort of going on, so much we're trying to do to just try and recruit, you know, better. And again, for me, you know, it's obvious the recruitment hasn't been good enough, but we need to now try and change that. And to do that, you know, we need a few bodies out, but it's getting bodies out, which I know the chairman's working really hard on, and Fab. They're doing an unbelievable job at trying to do that. But in the meantime, we are what we are, and that is what it is. So we'll, like I say, we'll dust ourselves down. We'll go again Saturday. We'll get smiles on faces and just, you know, try. You know, look, I feel like as a group, you know, they feel quite under pressure, and rightly so. But I can't change that. And I've said that to them, we can't change, but you're playing for Kettering, you go and play for somebody else. That it doesn't matter, because it matters to everybody. So yeah, look, we go again Saturday and you know, go and make sure we put this right.
Thanks, Liam.
Cheers.